I'm going to show you three people. A streamer the whole internet called a clown, the man who built aesthetics culture and died at 22, and the internet's favorite cautionary tale. They have nothing to do with each other, except they do. There's one trait all three of them share, the same trait that got them everything they have, and it's the exact thing you've spent your whole life running away from. Stick around. I'm going to try and talk you into it. A kid in an empty bedroom, screaming at a webcam. Nobody's watching. The viewer count fits on one hand, and he's going nuclear, waking the whole house to lose a video game. The clips got out, not because people were impressed, because people thought he was a clown. Cringe. Try hard. For 2 years, the internet agreed on nothing except that. They were right, by the way. Watch the old clips. He was delusional. Then he got louder. He kept every single thing they mocked him for. He's now one of the biggest creators alive. Before he was Zyzz, he was a Zyzz. Skinny Russian-Australian kid. Played World of Warcraft in his bedroom. The guy you have to squint to find in the group photo. Shy. Introverted. Nobody's idea of a standout. He decided he was going to be a god. Not eventually, immediately. The tan, the hair, the shirt that was never on, the swagger of a man who'd already won, worn by a scrawny gamer who had won nothing. He believed something about himself that wasn't true yet, and then it was. Togi is what the internet calls a cautionary tale. $250,000, gone, gambling. So open about steroids that half the fitness industry made videos begging him to stop. He does not care, never has. Says what he thinks, does what he wants, and the public's opinion has never once slowed him down. He also spent 3 days awake grinding a video, took Adderall cut with meth, and woke up in a hospital. Remember him. He's the only one who tells you the price. Before I give you the why, one more, and this one doesn't belong here. He's not a streamer. He's not a gym guy. He's got nothing in common with the three people you just watched, and that is exactly why I'm putting him in. Because this is a man who made a bet that could have cost him everything, and then made it again, and again. Not because the odds were good. They were terrible, and he knew exactly how terrible. But because he had already decided it was going to happen. He's all three lessons in one man. December 2008. A man has launched 3 rockets and put 3 rockets in the ocean. His money is gone. All of it. The entire fortune poured into 2 companies that are both about to die. He's borrowing cash to pay rent. His marriage is over. He'd later call it the worst year of his life. He has 1 rocket left. Not 1 planned. 1 left. There is no money for a 5th. 4th launch. Orbit. Weeks later, NASA calls with $1.6 billion. And you already know this story, right? Guy believes in himself, refuses to quit, wins. Very inspiring. Put it on a poster. Except here's the part that's never on the poster. He gave that company less than a 10% chance of working. He wasn't optimistic. He did the math. The math said no. He launched anyway. That's the connection. And look at what he actually did. He ignored everyone telling him to stop. That's speed. He behaved like the man who'd already won, years before he had a single reason to. That's Zyzz. And he blew past every sane, reasonable, correct warning that this would ruin him. That's Togi. Not talent, not intelligence. Elon can do orbital mechanics, and none of this was a math error. Not even confidence, because confidence is something you have after the evidence comes in, and not one of these people had any evidence. They were all practically delusional. But because it worked out for them, it doesn't seem that way. That's the trick the world plays on you. You only ever meet the delusion that won. Speed screaming became authenticity. Zyzz's God complex became aesthetics. Elon's suicidal math became vision. And every single one of those words got applied afterwards, by people who would have called it insanity if the rocket had gone in the ocean a 4th time. Same man, same behavior. The scoreboard renamed it. Now, I'm not going to lie to you and tell you delusion is why they won. It isn't. Because the 1,000 guys who screamed into a webcam and got nothing, they had it too. The 1,000 founders who bet everything and lost everything, they had it too. Delusion is not what separates the winners from the losers. It's what separates the players from the spectators. It's not the thing that makes you win. It's the price of admission to a game you can win at all. Everyone who made it was delusional. Most delusional people don't make it. It's necessary. It's not sufficient. And it's still the only ticket in. So no, don't become a photocopy of any of these men. From Speed. The fear of looking stupid is a tax. He doesn't pay it. You pay it every day on everything you've ever wanted, and you've been calling it being realistic. From Zyzz. You don't wait until you're someone and then act like them. You act like them, and that's how you become them. You put the persona on before you've earned it. You wear it while you do the work, and one day you notice it stopped being pretend, and nobody told you. From Togi. You do not owe anybody a version of yourself that keeps them comfortable. Head down, mouth shut, offend nobody. That isn't a life. That's a waiting room. But I promised you Togi tells you the price, so here it is. Zyzz died at 22, collapsed in a sauna in Thailand, undiagnosed heart defect, and he'd had symptoms for months and he ignored them because he was invincible. Togi went 72 hours without sleep chasing an upload and ended up on the floor, seizing, certain his time had come. And this is what he posted afterwards. Not me, him. Don't let your obsession with success kill you. That's the guy whose entire personality is not listening to warnings, issuing a warning. Because the thing that built all of them is the same thing that nearly killed two of them. The delusion is an engine. It does not come with brakes. Zyzz ignored his own heart because he was invincible. Togi ignored 3 days without sleep because he was invincible. That's not a side effect of the trait. That is the trait, pointed at the wrong thing. So take the engine, bring your own brakes. That's the only edge you have on them. You gotta watch what it cost. They had to find out. Elon's odds never got better than sub 10%. Last dollar, 3 dead rockets, worst year of his life. He launched anyway. And if he'd missed, he'd have landed broke, gotten a job, paid rent. Which is exactly where the people too scared to try already live. The floor is the same floor. They just moved in early. Chase it and fail, and you end up right where you were afraid you'd end up anyway. Except you tried, and they didn't. That's the whole difference. One of you knows. The other spends the rest of their life guessing they made the right call.